If I knew 20 years ago what I know now, I'd be filthy rich. We just didn't have the information back then.
Hey, what's up, world? What's happening, world? What's good with your world? It's your boy Riz, and you are now tuned into Hood Gems, where we drop it on you. What are we dropping? Valuable information and resources that can help get you to the next level and become the best person you can be. Like I said, my name is Riz. I'm sitting here with my lovely co-host Sierra Clark. Sierra, say hey to the people.
Great day, beautiful beings.
And just like that, we dropping in 3, 2, 1.
Hood Gems, Hood Gems, Hood Gems.
Yes, sir. All right, Hood family. Welcome to Hood Gems. We got a guest on here tonight. This is an outstanding man. Ran for city council 5 years ago. He's the project director who oversees 6 counties in the state of Florida. He's the owner of Luxury LST Transportation. He's the owner and executive director of I Support Youth. And he's the owner of his own summer camp. Man, y'all got to give it up. All my hood ratchet cousins and bougie in-laws, hood family. Y'all give it up for Lewis Stevens Jr., y'all.
In the building.
What's up?
What's up, bruh?
What's up, fam?
Man, hey, appreciate you coming.
Hey, no problem, man. I'm excited to be here.
Okay. So let's get into it, man. First, I want to say, boy, it's been a long time since I've seen you.
Yeah, it's been a while, man, and we've been. I supposed to been on the show, and then I just things just kept coming up. Had to fly out of town to fire somebody, so then I was like, man, I gotta get here.
We got to talk about that.
Yeah.
This boy got a job where he got to get on a plane to go fire somebody. He's doing big things, y'all. Hey, but when I first met him, let me tell you how I first met him. When I was rapping, I was in the church heavy, and I was doing the gospel rap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We had did a concert, and I forgot the little hotel restaurant way up on the 18th floor somewhere high.
Yeah.
And so I did the show, and I did my thing, and when I finished, he came up to me. He was like, "Boy, I like that, boy." I was like, "Appreciate it." He was like, "You got a manager?" I was like, "No." He was like, "Here go my card." I think he gave me his card, and I'm like, "Oh, boy, so I'm about to have a manager." Man, I ain't seen this. It was about 2 years ago. 2 years passed since I seen him again, right? And it was at another concert, and when we did it in the gym at Lakewood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you was with Paul. What happened to Paul, man?
Paul is still around, man. Good friend, man. He doing 10 years. He been with the school board.
Yeah.
So he been a teacher for 10 years, and he still got his company way DJing. So he doing real good.
Still
man.
DJing.
He's still DJing,
That's
man.
what's up, man.
My boy's still doing his thing.
Wow. So back then you were in the church.
Yes.
Back then.
Yes.
Well, you had to be because it was a church event.
Right.
And I remember I seen something on Facebook, and it had the title of like pastor or youth. What was the title back then?
Yeah. So I am still in the church. I left that off the list. But I just took over Mount Zion, where I'm the youth pastor there, and I still oversee the state of Florida Full Gospel. It's an organization, a church organization. We got about 39 churches in St. Pete. I mean, not in St. Pete, but in the state of Florida. And so I oversee all the youth there also. So I'm still there. I'm still rocking with the youth, still trying to be the best youth pastor I can, but I'm not.
Why the youth?
Man, that's my calling.
Yeah.
That's my calling. Mom and dad was on drugs, and I grew up in the hood. I ain't seen no way out. All I seen was dope boys riding big rims. And the game unchanged, right? Back then, the dope boys used to make sure we made it to school.
Right.
Right, they ain't play with us.
Right.
Right,
You right.
they see you miss the bus and they jump in the car, and I'm taking you to school. But now it's kind of like, they recruiting these young boys. So I always wanted to be that person inside of because my community helped raise me.
Right.
Right, my grandparents did all they can do. Right, but my community helped raise me, and I felt like it was my turn to give back. And so that's what I've just been doing for over 15 years now. I'm still young. I'm only 32, but for over 15 years now, that's what I've been doing, giving back.
32, yeah, that is young.
Yeah.
So, how did you start with that? You know what I'm saying? How did you start?
So, I met a young man. I was working for the state of Florida, DJJ. I met a young man. Young man was 16 years old, getting ready to go do 20 years. Mm-hmm. And we were sitting, and it said I was working overnight for DJJ. And we used to have, I built a bond with this kid, right? And so every night, as we do, because we had to do our little 10-minute checks. So in order to stay up, the kid just always stayed up talking to me. And so I can remember some of our conversations. And he reminded me of me.
Yeah.
Where he, mom and dad was on drugs, left him. He was being raised by grandma. Grandma wound up dying. So there was nobody else to help the young man out. And he got caught one day trying to rob another person, trying to put food on the table, right? Yeah. And on his way, they direct filed him. So direct file means they take you from juvie, they take you to the big people, to jail. Right. He getting ready to go to prison.
At 16.
At 16.
Charge him as an adult.
Right. Charge him as an adult, right? On his way out, tears ran down my face because we had built this bond.
Right.
And there was nothing I could do to help this young man. The decision you made, it was already, you gonna go do these 20 years. It ain't nothing I could do. You know what I'm saying? If I wasn't afraid of going to jail, I probably would have let the kid escape. But I ain't going to see them people. But as the tears ran down my face, he looked back at me, and I'll never forget this. This happened probably over 15 years ago. No, it was when I was 19. But I never forget. He said, just make sure, man, that you touch somebody else. That another young person don't make this decision. And so from now,
the 16-year-old said
16.
Wow.
Right. He was so mature. I mean, this young man had it. And from there, I left and I quit DJJ. I quit my job, and I said, man, my job is I got to make sure that I do everything I can to make sure that another young person don't end up in here. Yeah. And so that's where I jumped off with I Support Youth. So
big ups.
Yeah, I ran for city council. That failed, but it was the biggest blessing because it opened up so many doors that I met.
I want to talk about that because you was doing your thing, and I always see you on Facebook every now and then. I mean, you wear your casual, your J's or whatever, but I always just see you sometimes with a suit on and a tie.
Yeah, I'm always in a suit, man.
And I'm like, dude, doing something. You know what I'm saying? He carrying himself. How did you get into that? Even thought in your head that I'm gonna run for city council? Like, where did that even come from?
So 5 years ago, I always wanted to know how can we make change in our community. I was always like, dang, my people, we so far behind. Like, how in the world can we get in a better position, right? And I got invited to this youth breakfast thing. And I met this dude called Devron Gibson, real cool dude. He's actually my mentor now. And I met Senator Rousseau.
Right.
And I remember these dudes getting up and they were speaking. And I remember one of them saying, in order to see a real change, we got to be at the table where they making the decisions at. And I'm like, dang. So Didn't know what City Hall was at. Didn't know what none of that was at. So I just decided one day, man, I'm like, man, I want to go visit.
Right.
And so I called Senator Rouson up. I called Deveron up, and I say, hey, can I just stick with you for a day? I just want to see how things ran, how things go. And when I tell you, man, these brothers was at this table, like answering phone calls. Like I'm sitting inside of these meetings, they at the round table, and they talking about like some real life change money for our community. And I'm like, dang, like, I ain't even know all these people made these decisions, like behind scenes that we will have no idea about. And so I'm like, dang, I got to be involved in that. I got to get a feel in that. And so from there, I just took off. I said, man, how can I get involved? How can I be in it? And so I got my tail whooped. I came in last place, but I just felt like.
How do you you say you got your tail whooped? What you mean by that?
I lost the race.
And how do you explain what a race is? Because for us,
Yeah.
like we don't know the first thing about.
Okay.
Because to me, I'm thinking, okay, he running for city council. Like he's already done made it. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking to be able to run, you already got to be in some kind of position. So you mean to tell me anybody can run?
Anybody can run.
Okay.
Anybody can run for city council, right? So you first have to go fill out the form to go file. They say file to run for city council, and then you got to figure out what seat are you gonna run at. So in St. Pete, we got 8 seats, right, for city council, and so you have to live in a certain neighborhood to run for that certain county or that certain seat. And so from there, it's kind of like once you file, it's kind of like you got to go and you got to like work back those deals. You got to go and you got to talk to these people that's already in the seat. You got to go talk to the community. You got to go, like, people don't know. People start like filing and raising money 2 years before, right? Before you even file to run, you already preparing yourself 2 years before. And so when I made the decision, it was like 7 months for voting, for it was voting time. So I was just way behind the needle. But even in your defeated moments, right, what I came to learn is you can learn so much. And from that, I learned the game. Words like hard money, soft money. You know
what that mean?
So, in a politic term, in a race term, right? There's a certain amount of money that if I came to you and you say, "Hey, Lou, I got $500 I want to donate to your campaign for you to run, for me to support you," right? So that is considered soft money, right? Because you only can go up to 1,000, right? So in hard money is you could go over 1,000, but you have to donate that money to my PAC. You can't necessarily donate it to my campaign because each race has a certain limit that you can donate money to. But nobody really talks about PACs. Nobody really talks about hard money, soft money. So when you hear these terms, you kind of like threw off because you like, I mean, I thought they was back here selling dope or something. I'm like, I hear this in my hood. Like, you know, what y'all got going on? But it's just, it's a game. Politics is really like you playing chess. And you just got to know how to play it. And a lot of times, for us that keep it too real with our community, and for us that keep it blood raw, are usually the people that don't win. You know, because we ain't willing to play
that game. Yeah.
I ain't willing to play that game.
Yeah.
I ain't willing to get here to this point, and then I see my people fall. Like,
Right.
and I just saying, I wasn't raised like that.
You
know,
want to do it for real.
I want to do it for real.
Right.
I want to be about these people for real because I got some kids that don't know how they gonna eat. You get what I'm saying? And my decision can outweigh whether they gonna eat today or tomorrow. Right. And so we got a lot of politicians that's real, but we got a whole bunch of them that's fake.
It's not. Yeah. So you saying you lost that race. Would you run again?
So right now, I am enjoying my family. Right now, I'm enjoying getting businesses that I'm able to pass down to my sons. Getting those in place. Right now, I enjoy my summer camp. Right now, I'm enjoying just helping young people inside of my community, right? And so I used to have this thing where I felt like I had to sit in one of those seats to make change. But in reality, you can make change right where you at. You know,
Right.
you can make change within yourself. You know what I mean? Like whatever you come up and do. And so right now, I'm just enjoying that. I'm just enjoying that now. Years down the line, will I think about it again? Yeah. I mean, I get calls all the time. They want me to run. But right now, I'm enjoying life. I'm enjoying.
I seen you
Yeah.
one time. It was a video. Y'all was maybe it would have been City Hall or the courthouse or something.
Who's at City Hall?
Y'all was in front of
Yep.
something. There was a lot of people and
Yep.
a microphone. I seen you speaking. I said, "Look at my dog, man! Look at my dog."
and that was an issue that we was losing teens to car theft. That
Yeah.
City Hall wasn't speaking
Yep,
on.
that's what it was about.
You get what I'm
Got it.
saying? Like that. So when you take these seats, it's kind of like it's certain stuff you can't say, you can't do. And me, I'm the type like I'm gonna call it like if it's black, I'm gonna call it black. If it's white, I'm gonna call it white. And so, you know, that's just been me. You know, but they got a tough job to do. You know, make decisions for a whole entire city. But they know I come after they next.
Right.
If it got anything to do with our kids in the
I
community.
remember, and I commend that for that because I remember when you first started, you had a lot of kids and you was getting them jobs at McDonald's.
Still
And I
doing
seen
it.
them with the uniform.
Still
and,
doing
you know
it.
what I'm saying?
That's
How did you start that? Is that the I support you?
That's I support youth.
Okay.
So what we do, our two main things we're known for is we take college visits. One, so we've taken over 500 kids to 15 different colleges in the state of Florida.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Right. So what I came to learn is like, dang, these kids are inside of this school and they just talking about college, but they ain't never stepped foot on a college before. So how I'm gonna tell you to get somewhere that you ain't never stepped foot on?
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Can't
So
even see it.
they ain't even seen it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of our kids haven't even been out of St. Pete. You know what I mean? And I'm like, dang, I want to change that. So how do we change that? So we started taking kids, University of Florida, FAMU, BCU, University of Miami, FIU, any predominant school in the state of Florida, we've taken. And so we take charter buses, taking these kids. And then the second thing is the jobs, right? One of my big beliefs is if I can get a kid a job, they'll get off the streets. If I could get a kid a job, they'll stay focused. If I could get a kid a job, that leaves them a little slightly less room of doing anything that they ain't got no business doing. So
Keeping them busy.
right? So I teamed up with McDonald's, I teamed up with Taco Bell, I teamed up with Family Dollar has came out before. And so my main point was I didn't want the kids to have to go to the store managers or the restaurant managers. So I had the restaurant managers, store managers come to the hood, set up outside. And so
Like a job fair.
And they hired our kids right inside of the hood. So,
Oh, that's what?
so that
Right on the spot.
right on the spot.
That's a
No,
gem.
they
That,
need
like
an
that's just need an
application.
applause. We need
No,
applause.
didn't even need no application.
That's
All you had to do was just show up for the interview, and pretty much, man. I mean, the least we've had was 80 kids hired,
Wow.
and so we do that at least 2 times a year now.
Right.
So,
So I wanna I wanna get to the beginning part. How did that even come about? How did you even start that?
because one thing I seen was in my mentor programs was a lot of moms raising a lot of boys in a single parent home. And a lot of boys take that responsibility at a young age, where they seeing their mom struggle,
Right.
and they feel like I got to do something to help my mom out.
Right.
And you'll be amazed that they get this mind frame like 6th grade, 5th grade, right? And so what I came to learn is a lot of boys will go steal, go sell drugs, to make sure mama got some food, or you helping mama out at the house, right? So I said, man, we need to start focusing on getting these boys jobs. We get them jobs, like it's helping them, they stay out of trouble. So that's how that all kind of started up. And so I went to the corporate again from my city connections. I went and I said, hey, I need to meet with the man at Casper McDonald's. That's who owned 80.
This was after you already started the company.
Yeah, I support youth. Yeah,
So is it a LLC? Is it a corporation?
nonprofit organization.
Nonprofit. How do you for somebody who wants to start a nonprofit? How do you?
So I got this lady called Aja King. She's my right hand person. I'm telling you, $1,400, you out of the dough. And the reason why she kind of a little bit high is she'll have it back in 3 weeks, where other nonprofit organizations you'll probably have to wait 6 to 8 months.
Yeah.
That's because she's turning so many applications in.
So with a nonprofit, because I was told, and this was a long time ago, that nonprofits they don't get paid. How does a nonprofit work opposed to the for-profit?
So it's all kind of set up in a way, right? Because there's really no difference on how you run a for-profit and nonprofit, because both is still considered a business, right?
Right.
It's just one is more so the profit is kind of governed by an individual or your partner, whoever it may be. Your nonprofit is governed by a board that makes decisions on behalf of the nonprofit organization, right? It's not saying that you can't pay an employee if it sits on the nonprofit. It just all depends on who that person may be. Now, if you get a grant that affords you to pay board members, which is hard to find, they're able to get paid. But for the most part, board members don't really get paid. But you do have executive directors that get paid. You do have people that work for the nonprofit that get paid. So, the NFL is a nonprofit organization. The churches are nonprofit organizations, so it's just more so a board really governs and makes decisions on behalf of the nonprofit organization.
Okay.
But it's not saying that you can't get paid. There's people out here making millions that's
With
running
nonprofits.
nonprofit organizations.
So what's the difference between I Support Youth and the summer camp?
So I split it up, right? Because I Support Youth is more so of my nonprofit organization. My Louis Stevens Jr. summer camp is, I wanted that to be passed down to my kids. So I started that as a business.
Legacy.
Right.
Legacy,
Yeah.
continue to run. And so, and where I got that from was I was working for the city of St. Petersburg in the recreation department. And one day I was like, hey, we about to pray for we eat pizza or something that we got the kids that day. And I remember the director coming to me like, oh, you can't pray. Right?
What?
Yeah. Right?
Because like school,
The city,
praying out the school.
you get what I'm saying? Lawsuits, you feel like you're trying to be a
Wow.
religion on somebody.
Right.
So guess what? I quit that too. You know, that was
Standards. I like that. Like, cause some stuff
Yeah.
should be negotiable.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and that's what's up.
so
Drop the bomb.
so
Standards. Like, yeah, that's what's up. Big
so
ups.
I quit that too, right? And I went in. I just said, man, I just woke up one day. I was like, man, I'm gonna start my own summer camp. And from
Right.
there, man,
How did you do that?
I
Make
went,
your own rules.
I went from 40 kids.
You got like a building.
So what we do is we rent out churches. I go to a certain pastor. I say, hey, this is my vision and what I want to do for the summer camp, right? This is what I want to have happen in the summer camp, right? And from there, we started out at our first camp was at Bethel for our first 2 years. Then we went to Mount Zion because we got too big for Bethel, right? Mount Zion. And then Mount Zion had some reconstruction things that was going on last year. So then we went to Mount Moriah. And I've never been told no by churches. You know what I mean? So,
Well, that's what's
I mean, of course, you got to pay them. But, you know, you go and you tell these people your vision.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid for a no. You know what I mean? That's what I believe in. So my first year at camp, we started off with 40 kids. Second year, we led to like 60. Third year, we was like 80. And then last year, we grew to 130. 130 kids.
wow.
And so this year, this going to be the bang year for our 5th year anniversary. So,
Speak it.
And you still in a church though?
yep.
So what do y'all do with the kids?
So we take them again, college visits. We have circle of prayer every day. We have swim days, which is Monday and Friday. We have Wednesdays where we take them on field trips. And then the great thing about my camp is I got this belief like nobody get left. Like it ain't no such thing as your mama ain't got the money.
Wow,
If
that's
we-
beautiful.
if we
I
all-
know how many field trips I missed out on because I ain't had the money. So
Not
that's
here.
what's up.
Not here.
That's
If I got to
what's
jump on Facebook and say, hey, I got 20 kids.
Yeah.
They ain't got the money to go. Like, what's up? I need help. And I'm telling you, these last like nobody get left behind. Like that's my belief. Like I'm not holding the kid back because mama and grandmama ain't got the money. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like nobody get left behind. So every Wednesday we going to take them to the movies. We going to take them like we go all over. We go a whole bunch of places. If I want to just pack the bus up and say, hey, we going fishing today. If I just want to pack the bus up and say, hey, we going downtown, like
Yeah.
right. So, and then one of the things is we take them to City Hall, right? It's mandatory for us to go. My older kids, I pack them up. We go to a city council meeting,
Right.
right? Because that's how it started for me.
right.
So you know what I'm saying. So it's just a lot that we get to do that normal camps just don't do. You know what I mean? And
Camps
that-
ain't like they used to be.
No.
Back in the day.
No, but I can't. And then we turn up with them. We have fun.
Yeah.
And then I explain to the pastors, like, if these kids can't play Rod Wave in here, I'm telling you, this ain't the place for us.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
It's a new age.
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I just keep it real with the pastors. Like, is our goal to get them here?
Right. Because really, and that's what it said. So what's really the goal? You know?
Well, and then I had somebody drive past one day and they circled back and I was just waiting for it because it was kind of this older lady. So the girls, you know, these girls, they in dance teams now. And so, you know, the certain type of dances they doing.
Very.
And one of the parents came back and was like, should they be doing this at a church ground? And I say, ma'am, is the bigger goal that they hear on the church ground? Like, you seeing them dance now, but you ain't see us when we was in a circle of prayer.
Right.
Right.
You ain't see us when these kids don't even know nothing about prayer, but we pray every morning.
And when you see them at a store and you have a chance to minister or to say something, you walk right past them.
You walk right past them.
Miss me with it, man. Keep going, man.
Because the goal is, if I can get them here,
Right.
right? If I can build that relationship with them wherever they at, I can introduce them to God in any form, any way. And it may not be that they quit dancing, but they learn how to pray. It may not be that they stop listening to Rod Wave, but they start coming to church. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? it's all about how can we get them here?
Right.
How can we make that change? And so
Now,
that's what I'll be working on.
I mean, you do so many things.
Mm-hmm.
You got the luxury company,
Mm-hmm.
and you oversee 6 different counties in the state of Florida.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm more stuck on this kid thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I want to stay there for a minute, like, cause it's important that we save the youth, man.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the youth is
Yeah.
the future. Like you
Yeah.
said, we losing the youth.
Yeah.
A couple years ago, it was to the stolen cars.
Yeah.
The auto theft.
We was number 1 in the state of Florida.
We was number 1 in
St. Pete was Pinellas County was number 1 in the state of
And
Florida
car theft.
for teen car theft.
Man, I remember. Listen, I remember when I was locked up, and it was just and they was talking about how they was doing this and doing that, and you couldn't even go to Enterprise or Hertz
Yeah.
or Budget and rent a car
Yeah.
because for one they ain't have no cars.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Because the kids rent the cars, but they'll never bring them back.
Yeah.
Wow.
And this what they was doing. The kid would ride a car around the city until they get hot. Until the police start catching on to them.
Yeah.
They would sell the car to somebody else.
Yeah.
To another kid.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And tint the window up.
Right.
And
Make it their car.
yeah, take the tires off the rentals and yeah.
They not doing the Hondas and the Toyotas. They want the Benzes.
Yeah.
The Audis.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the foreigns. You know what I'm saying?
So
it was crazy.
So the big thing used to be in the city is these kids would wear keychains, and on the keychains, you was more popular about how many cars you got stolen. So they wasn't even trying to hide that they had stolen. Like
See, I ain't-
they'll have like the little key thing, like all the keys on them at one time. Like just being around the kids, like you learning all this
Right,
stuff.
No,
like,
and I love the youth because they keep you in
get
the
what I'm
loop.
saying?
They
Like,
keep you in the loop.
so I'm like, dang. So they'll steal them and they ain't afraid. They was like, no, that's how you know. Like
Yeah, he got the Cadillac.
he got the Cadillac, I got the Benz, I
Right.
got. And these boys had garages where they was putting them at. They had backyards where they was putting his, like taking these cars. Like it was so bad. And then we was number 1 teen car theft deaths in the state of Florida. That
But
means
then they get in the chase and
Yeah.
they run.
Yeah.
yeah.
And they used to always say, I got the wheel, I got the wheel.
Yeah.
But a lot of them don't got the wheel.
No,
'Cause, I mean,
bro.
they used to hit poles.
Man,
and-
poles hit people, hit
Oh
cars.
my God.
It was just, man, St. Pete was off the chain, man. But a lot of that, man, it got so bad that the police had to go get their own task force for it.
Wow.
So it was that bad. It was just at a time
And
in the,
now
in the
we at the
city.
gun violence
Yep.
thing.
Yep.
So it's a good thing you're doing with the summer camp.
Right.
And for the people that don't know, it's Lewis Stevens Jr. summer camp.
Right.
What are the ages?
So, and y'all gonna get me on this. We usually start at 3rd grade and above, 3rd grade, and we usually go to like 12th grade. But it's been so many parents that done came to me, man. We done had kids in kindergarten. We done had kids in 1st grade. Like, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Like I don't turn down no kids, right? I just believe in like whatever kids want to come. You know what I mean? And then we're not the most expensive summer camp.
That's what I was gonna get into next.
You get what I'm
What's the
saying?
price?
So you're averaging anywhere. We had some that was on discount, so we're looking at $40 a week. You had some that was paying $30 a week. Like, man, I had some grandmas that couldn't even afford it. I'm like, man, they good. You know,
Right.
I'd take all 7 of the kids. Like we did it last year. Like I took all 7. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even charged grandma. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's why my camp has been so blessed, right? Is because we have blessed so many parents inside. Like you'll have a mom come crying to me like, I can't pay this week. And I'm like, you good. You know what I mean? Like you straight. Like don't even Go feed your kids, man. You know, we'll find a way, you know, but I wish I could do all like that, but I got a staff I got to take care of. I got a personal assistant I got to take care of, you know, so, but I don't want no parents stressing over summer camp. You know what I mean? I don't want, because summer camp do get expensive, you know,
it does.
from field trips to weekly costs to, you know, all the other side things. Then, you know, every kid got to come with a little snack money. So before you know it, a parent done spent 100, 120, you know, during the week on summer camp, you know what I'm saying? So, but we've been real blessed. And one of the things that I've been able to do is really just get on Facebook, and they say, like, boy, you can raise an offering on Facebook. But, you know, when people see your heart and they know the work that you're doing, you know, that's how we raise our money to make sure that the kid's good.
So, I know you. How does it make you feel? How do you feel when you see a kid stick with you? Like, maybe a young, like you say, you go all the way down to kindergarten. So you might have a kid start at summer camp.
Yeah.
Then they go to the I support.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And get the jobs.
Yeah.
You had some kids
Man, that's 95% of our kids.
to stick with it.
Stick with it.
Yeah.
And it's such a blessing because I thank God that I'm able to be alive to see the seeds that we sow and to see them blossom.
Yeah.
To see young people came in and they ain't believe in God, but after they left our camp, they praying every day. Right. This young man, he wanted to follow his uncles and do all type of stuff, but now he like, nah, I want to go off to school.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to go visit. I just had a young man this year. He graduated, the first grandchild in the family line to graduate. And y'all gonna laugh when I say this, but he made up his mind when he got back. He said, man, that FAMU chicken that we taste, I gotta get back here. And graduated this year, man. He headed off the fam. And I never forgot, I got a text. And he said, man, if it wasn't for the college visit, I would have never made it here.
That's
And then on Father's Day is real huge for me because I get so many texts from so many kids.
Right.
Like, man, you the only father I know.
Because it takes a
You know,
village.
you get what I'm
It takes
saying?
a village.
So I'm just thankful that I'm able to see these kids fly while I'm yet alive. Because some of them do start in that cocoon. Some of them are at that low point, you know, that they don't even believe that they can become a butterfly. And so to be able to see them fly is the biggest reward for me, to be able to see that grandmother that she had gave up on her grandson, to see him now getting ready to go off to school. And for me, I look for little change. You know, the young man, he pulling up his pants now.
Right.
Yeah.
He got a belt on now. You know what I mean? Like, it don't take much for me to get excited. You know what I'm saying? Because I just feel like every child deserves somebody to pour into them.
I think it's you're giving options. Like, so when we live in this city that only what we see, you know, when we don't see anything different, you tend to think that it's just that way for you.
Right.
So you're giving the option to show them that there's a different side to this coin. Like, absolutely, it can look like this, and I know it feel like this, but I'm telling you that it's a different way, and that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
We got this saying that the sun got to come back out again, right? And that's what we tell our kids. Like, man, the sun got to come back out. Because they come to camp, they come in these meetings, they come with so many issues, and they come with so many things that they faced on a daily basis that it's just like, dang. Like, some stuff I be hearing, I'm like, damn, boy, if that was me, boy, I don't know.
Right.
But to see these kids and what they go through, but the only thing we really can tell them is like, man, the sun got to come back out.
Keep on going.
Keep on going, man. Them old people used to say, man, keep waking up. It'll
Keep
get
waking
better.
up, for real. For real.
Keep waking up, it'll get better. So
That by and by.
by and by.
By and by.
So what's your biggest success story? Was it the guy that went to film?
No.
You?
No.
What was your biggest takeaway from all?
I had a young lady. I think my biggest success was I had a young lady that was ninth grade. She was raped by her dad, and mom had to make a decision on either you lose the kids in order to stay with your husband, or you keep your kids and you lose your husband. The mom decided to keep the husband, and lost all her kids. When I say this young lady literally like lost her mind, can you imagine being touched by your dad, being raped by your dad? And this young lady now is at a community college right now, getting ready to graduate. She got 2 more years, and then she's off to law school.
Wow.
So
That's beautiful.
She came through your program.
came through my program, came through my girls' program. So, I think for me, I look at all my kids as a success.
Right.
Right? That's a huge story. That's a huge impact. But I had some kids just last year that was making all F's and D's. Now he doing better in school. You know what I mean? Like, I had a young man, he wanted to hang on the corner every night. Now he home, going to church. You know what I'm saying? Like in school, grades is up. So, all of it is a success to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we do have those type of stories that's like, that'll hit you.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Wow.
And with all this,
Yeah.
the 80, 90 kids over here getting jobs, over here praying in summer camp.
Yeah.
You still have a regular 9-to-5 job.
Yeah. Man, it's my
You
team.
oversee
Yeah.
6 counties in the state of Florida.
6 counties.
Oversee them doing what?
So right now I work for a company called Leads. Leads is basically, we teach a curriculum called Heart Notes that teaches kids about what a healthy relationship look like, right? Statistics say at the age of 11 to 14, kids will start dipping and dabbing into relationships and sex and all of these things, right? So this curriculum, we teach young people how to stay abstinence, and we also teach them what a healthy relationship look like, because in a lot of our kids' homes, they don't see that.
They see toxic.
They see toxic, right? So we teach them what a healthy relationship look like, because they gonna go do it anyway. Why not be able to teach them, right? So my CEO that I work for, this lady, she pulled in about $3.1 million dollars from the state of Florida in order to see this grant or see this take place, right? So I oversee roughly $1.5 million of that. So when I'm going to different counties, I'm making sure that they are abiding by the guidelines. I'm making sure that they're recruiting youth. I'm making sure that the program is staying fresh and renewed. So I have a team of roughly about 42, 43 throughout the state of Florida that I oversee to make sure. And then I have people that kind of head up each city for me. So I'm
you're
in
doing
and out.
big things.
That's king shit.
God is good.
That's king.
God is good.
You're a busy man.
God
man.
is good. Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah. So
Wow.
Like real life superheroes here in the studio.
Yeah.
Tonight, y'all. Like that's what's up.
And then, on top of that,
on top of that,
you got a luxury
yeah.
transportation.
Yeah. So I'm big on now investing my money into companies and investing into things that I can control.
Right.
a lot of people will invest into Bitcoin and all of that. Like I ain't against it, but if I'm going to invest my money, let me invest my money into something that I can control, right? So, make a long story short, I'm downtown. I'm eating. I'm at lunch. I see this Caucasian man behind me. And Rich, he kept picking up the phone saying 80, 80, 80, 80, 80, 80, 80. And I'm like, and just both phones going off. I'm like,
Right.
like, while I'm sitting here, he made like 3,200. He was saying it so much that I'm just like,
He was saying 80 in
80.
in dollars.
$80 in dollars, like $80, $80. And I'm like, and this man, I made like 3,200. And then he had the same formula. Can I get your pickup address? Can I get your drop off location? All right, you going to the airport? All right, $80. And he just kept saying it. And why this man eating lunch?
But he ain't moved.
He ain't moved. He ain't moved.
Yeah, that's the kind of money I'm talking
So
about.
within an hour and 30 minutes, this man, I made like 3,200. And I'm counting. I'm like, okay, he was saying 80 this time, 80 this time. And I'm getting ready to like pay my bill. Like I'm getting ready to walk off. Like, and God was like, go ask him what he do. I'm like, man, God, I ain't gonna go play with you, man. I ain't.
Right.
So then I'm getting ready to literally like walk out, and I hear God say again, I told you to go ask what he do.
That voice.
I turn back around. I say, sir, I don't mean to get in your business, but I've sat here and I've literally seen you raise $3,200. And he said, no, I actually did 4,000.
Let me correct you.
Right. So me and him laughing, right? And I say, what do you do? He said, man, I own a transportation company. He said, I have about 8 SUVs. And I say, man, how you making money like this? He said, sit down. Right? He said, sit down.
Right.
And that all ripped for a Caucasian man to tell you to sit down.
Exactly.
You
Why would
know,
I sit down so quick?
boy, I grabbed that chair so quick. I'm like,
For real.
heck yeah. And he grabbed his tablet. And what was so crazy about it is he said, hold on, let me forward all my calls to my secretary because I don't want to miss no money.
Oh, he was it. I'm trying to.
Right? I don't want to miss no money, right? Let me, before I talk to you, so he forwarded all. He said, I own a transportation company. He said, man, you probably see them all the time. And he started to explain. He said, you ever seen like a Tahoe or a Suburban? And it's usually like black tinted windows. You're usually on the highway. But on the right or left-hand side of the back window, you see these stickers. That's on the right or the left. And you see like an airport, like you see like a plane on the sticker. Mm-hmm. He said, man, those are airport run shuttles that people are picking people up and they're doing luxury rides back and forth to the airport. He said, how long it take you to get to the airport? Deep down south. And he said, deep in St. Pete. I'm like, I don't know, like 20 minutes. He said, you hit it on the head. Anywhere in St. Pete, you can get to the airport in 20 minutes.
Which airport? Clearwater?
Tampa
Airport.
Clearwater Airport, you get there in like 15.
Yeah.
Right? He said, have you ever made $80 in 15 minutes? I said, no, sir. He said, pulled out his tablet, and he literally showed me the rides that he was making. And it blew my mind. So I'm like, man, I don't believe this, man. So I went home and I started like researching this thing. Like, and before I left, he gave me his card and he said, I'll help you. I'll show you the way. Like, whatever I need to teach you. Because he said, even with 8 SUVs, I still can't.
You can't, yeah.
I can't make it. I can't get everybody.
I still can't get
And
everybody.
you know, a lot of people in his same position, and they can't get it all, but they ain't gonna give you the game.
They ain't gonna give you the game.
Right.
Cause they greedy.
It was a Caucasian man
That's dope.
that gave me the game.
That was
and
God
he said,
telling you to get up.
get up. And he said, man, this is how you do it. Start off with 2 vehicles from there. And the crazy part and how I knew it was God, because I'm like, God, I don't know nothing about no transportation company. Like, come on, you gonna lay this in my lap, like, out of all things. So I kind of learned the game. I kind of did research on everything. I put a business plan together. I put a package together with using his same method and what he gave me, right? I just gave my little niche to it. I said, well, I can't charge my people this. Well,
Right.
let me take a little $10 off. Let me get a little $5 off. And then so I seen he wasn't giving people water. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna add this on. Okay, I'm gonna give him Fiji water. You know what I'm saying? Coming on. And that Fiji water will take you a long ways too. But to make a long story short, my first week, I got a call to pick up Bootsy.
I remember that.
My first week in business.
Wow.
I said, wow.
And I thought they was playing around with me because, I'm sorry, I got so excited. One of my homeboys called me, right? They like, Lou, Bootsy need a ride. Like, man, y'all niggas stop playing all the time. Like, I'm thinking they playing with me, like, trying to be funny because I started this transportation company. And like, no, like, he needs you in the morning. He needs you in the morning in Orlando. He need to go to Miami.
Wow.
From Orlando to Miami.
Orlando to Miami.
How much was that ride?
$1,500.
Wow. And he it ain't nothing.
It wasn't nothing.
How did he find you?
It was actually through, and this the crazy part is I haven't really did any marketing. All I've done was take pictures, and I do the little videos, and I post that on Facebook, and that's been my marketing. And we've been booked every weekend since. And so he found me through, shout out to my boy Rob. It's kind of like his right-hand man. And so Rob called me and was like, I seen you just started this. Like, Lou, like, I know you're professional. What's up?
Right.
And from now,
That's what's up.
it was my first.
So you like a Uber almost. Like
Yeah. But we luxury. We better than Uber.
The celebrity Uber.
Yeah, because Uber will put you in some I unrolled some broke down cars before.
Right.
You know, no, we opening up doors, we in ties, we in shirts, we you know, you getting that water, you getting that tablet in the back while you're in. You know, you just getting that luxury. And the thing I love about what I do is it don't matter. We've had millionaire rides and we had grandmas that was on a regular income ride, and they ain't get treated no different.
Oh, that's
right?
beautiful.
You know what I mean? So, and I just started it, and it just blew. It blew overnight. And
You said you started with 2 trucks.
2 trucks.
You still
started
have
with
two?
1,
Okay.
and we got another one. We got 2 right now.
Okay.
We've been so booked that we've had to go rent
Yeah.
another one.
Expanding. That's what's up.
Wow.
We expanded, so we're working on a 3rd one right now.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
And you
so-
ain't driving nothing.
No, not really. My driver's a drive, but if I got to get in there and drive, I will. But I'm so busy with other things now that it's just like I can't drive like I used to. So I have drivers. I have so you hear about like all of these things that I got, but it's like I have a team that helps me run all of these things now, right? Because the game is not to run the company.
Yeah.
The game is to start the company, get it where it needs to be, then you develop somebody that's close to you that you can develop to run the company as if you was there, and then you go and you start the next project.
Right.
And that's the name of the game.
Right.
Like, we get it confused. Like, black people, I don't know why we feel like
Come on, King. Help
we,
us. Come on, King.
we are to create a business and work it for 30 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not the game. That's not the game.
Yeah.
The game is get the business where it needs to be. And I want Uber to knock on my door and say, you making so much money, I need to buy you out.
Right.
How much is going to cost me? Right?
Yeah.
And that's the name of the game. Sell the company and go start something else. But I don't know why black people, we feel like, because I start a restaurant, I got to go in there and
I
fry
got a
chicken.
cook in there.
Yeah, I got to check.
Yeah.
That's not the name of the game.
Yeah.
The name
we catch
of it.
the one wave and we forget that there's so many
It's
other
so
ways
many
to come
ways.
that can offer you a
It's-
totally different experience.
It's so many ways.
Yeah.
And so my job now is I got to make sure my team winning, because
Right.
one company may be falling a little behind, but I got 2 or 3 other companies that's helping me build these other companies that I got. So it kind of like balances itself out. So you know what I mean? Like, but that's the name of the game. Like, I'm not there every day at summer camp anymore. Like my first 2 years I was, but now it's like, no, I have a team. I have a director that runs my summer camp now. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that's the name of the game. The name of the game is to start it, build it, then get someone that you could pour into, and then they take on the company and they run it hot if you was there. So nothing miss a beats why I'm going.
Right.
So I was gonna say before we get out of here, what advice would you give to somebody? But you pretty much just gave it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Start a company, get it to where you can run it, and then teach somebody else how to run it.
Yeah.
And start another one.
And I like that because I like to do things that's bigger than me. I like to do things that's gonna make me call on you.
Yeah.
That I need you for something. Yeah. That, it takes more than just me to get it done because it's a community. I'm a community builder. Yeah. So everybody can get a piece of the pie because I think it's not all about just having the whole pie. You give me 12 slices, I got a whole pie.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all about having a slice over here, and another slice over here.
Multiple streams of income.
And then you before you know it, like you got this pie. You know what I mean? And so I don't think we think outside of the box like that.
I don't know. That's what we gonna do. We changing that. We're starting to think outside the box. Like it's I think it's the only way we're gonna get out of the box. Like we gotta. Something has to be done.
Yeah,
different.
and if my vision is small enough for me just to do it, your vision ain't big enough.
Facts. Yeah. Facts.
You get what I'm saying? If your vision is so small that only it's gonna take you. Yeah, your vision ain't big enough. Your vision you should need a team of people to see your vision come to pass. Yeah, and that's what these people do. They create businesses, and they ain't working it. You ride past the Rays games and see all these white people at the Rays games. You take a day and you go downtown at noon at these restaurants down here, and you be like, man, why is they not working?
Right. Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, it's 12 o'clock, y'all at a Rays game?
So true.
And I used to be running to try to clock in somewhere, and they at the Rays game with their feet up, and I'm like...
I went in the Gulfport on a Tuesday. They got the whole street blocked out. Right. They got a whole street fair and going on, and I had to work that night. I'm like, oh, no, I don't like this. What y'all do on a Tuesday? On a Tuesday, like midday on a Tuesday, y'all just straight flip-flops. Like, no, I was like, oh yeah, something gotta get.
Because something needs to change. We've gotten our mind to feel like we gotta go work for somebody, and that's not the name of the game.
Yeah, we need to change.
It's not the name of the game.
It's not the name. Like, I have so much freedom. If I wanna, I'm getting ready to go to Puerto Rico for somebody's birthday. We going Sunday through Tuesday. Back then, I used to have to go clock on somebody's job. Like, wait till the weekend. Yeah.
They approved.
Right. Man, Sunday through Tuesday. Man, I'm going to Puerto. Like, it's all about changing that mindset because I had to get to that point, man. I think I heard Rick Ross say, man, I ain't going to hustle for no weekend. You get what I'm saying? Like, I want to change that now, but we as people, we are afraid to take that leap, and we are afraid to suffer because you're going to suffer. You're going to go through those first 2 years, and you're going to go through those suffering stage. Yeah. But if I'm going to suffer, I'm going to suffer for something that I'm building.
Right.
So why not go through those first 2 years? I suffer, I lose whatever I got to lose to build these businesses up. And then after those 2 years, I see it blossom.
Yeah, you reap the harvest.
And I reap the harvest. Yeah. But it's like, if it don't work right then and now, it's like we quit.
And that's a lot of us now. I think we're on the microwave, now. But no, wrong one building a day. Yeah. And it takes the work to be put in. Yeah. I big up for the king in the building, y'all. Come on.
For real, man.
Thank y'all, man.
You gotta understand, Lou love the kids. Yeah. I like what you're doing with the kids, man.
I appreciate what you're doing with the kids.
You have a thought of getting out the church and getting your own building?
So right now, that is something that I'm working on. I do have future plans. I want to get my own school started.
Like a charter school?
Like a charter school.
Oh, that's what's up.
So, I don't feel like, Pinellas County schools is teaching our kids what they need.
No schools are.
So, you know what I mean? So I am working on that. It's a lot of things that I'm still working on behind the scene. But one of the things I think my mentor told me this year is to really make sure that you master what you have. And after you master what you have, then you go build something else.
Right.
Right.
I like it.
And a lot of times what happened is because I'm a visionary and I see, I'll be like, dang, I gotta go start this tomorrow. But I had to come to realize, and I think last year taught me this, like tomorrow ain't the deadline.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like what you have right now, master that and get it to the point where you can go take off a month and it's still gonna make you money.
Right.
And then when you can do that, that's when you go build something else. So I'm trying to like master everything I got going on right now to the capacity.
That's beautiful.
Thanks for coming, man. That's
Yes,
our
sir.
time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank
Louis
y'all.
Stevens Jr., y'all.
Hey, big up for the king. Dang. That's what's up.
Hey, Hood family, that was another episode of Hood Gems. We had Louis Stevens Jr. in the building. And man, he doing a lot of great things with the youth. If y'all want to check, if y'all want to put y'all kids in youth program, go holler at them. Where can they find you at, man?
They can find me at Louis Stevens Jr. on Facebook, or you can inbox I Support Youth there, or you can look up Louis Stevens Jr. Summer Camp.
Right, he got these kids in summer camp. They praying, he getting the kids jobs. They going to college. Man, he doing a lot of good things in St. Pete, man, and all surrounding counties. Y'all holler at him. Sierra, before we go, you got anything to say?
Knowledge applied is wisdom.
Got anything to say, bro, before we go?
Oh, man. Thank y'all so much, man. Y'all keep doing this, man, because we got to create another airway for our people, man, and continue to get this knowledge. So
Yes, sir.
big ups to y'all, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hey, big
Hey,
ups
this
to
is
Hood
Hood Gems. If you like, man, help us grow, help us glow, and comment, like, subscribe to the channel, and we're going to catch y'all next time, man.
Hood Gems, Hood Gems, Hood Gems.
Hey,
Music
and we
in
out.
this, cool. I ain't just bopping.
Y'all get me crunk.
It's music here.